Hey everybody, John Van Dweller here, and just give a little update what's going on out here in the world. It's was a rainy morning, but it turned out the sunshine is here. Temperatures are creeping up in the 60s. But the reason I'm making this video today is I told you a while back that Mr. Buddy heater didn't do so well. And we had taken it apart and cleaned out all the tubes inside, and we were still having a problem. But I tried one more thing. If you can see right down in there, that's the pilot light, and that clogs up. These tanks here, they got oil in it, and even when you got the filter on it, doesn't help. So what I did is I got a can of this Brake Clean. Brake Clean cleans up oil and stuff, but it evaporates. It's got that little tube right there, and I sprayed it down inside. I don't know if you can see in there. I don't know if you can see. Right down in there, there's a tube. And you spray it all down there. That's where the feed for the pilot light is at. So I sprayed that all down in there, and that seemed to do the trick. I brought Mr. Heater back to life. Now, I did have a little problem, but I think the main problem, the other problem remaining is in this tube. I think oil collects there. Now, I don't know if you know, but these hoses, they have a little safety valve in there. So actually, when you disconnect this from there and there, it will retain the propane in there. So I kind of thought maybe there was some oil stuck in there. But anyway, I've got this thing working, and I'm happy. I didn't have to go out and spend another $75, $80. And considering I only needed maybe, I don't know how many more times I'm going to need it, because now the temperatures are starting to creep up into the 60s. And nighttime, the van's been holding at about 50 degrees. As you can see right now, we're approaching 70 degrees. That's with the door open. And somebody also asked out there about whether I insulated the van. Well, yes, I did. I'm glad you asked. I insulated it back last October. And I put some over there, and I put some over there and on the back doors, just to kind of keep the cold off of me. Actually, I probably could have got by without, because the heater works so well. I can tell you this, when the temperatures are in the 30s, the heater will purr for you. When it starts getting down to the teens, and then you got it on high, it will still keep up with it. But when it gets down to single temperatures, then it's a tough problem. But I'll tell you, the one thing I noticed, that this did make a difference. Because back in the fall, when I put it in there, we still had some warm days. And a couple of the warm days that we had, I noticed the van wasn't so hot inside. And since I made a decision that I'm going to continue going in the van through the summer, that'll be helpful, because that's the one big problem in the summer, is that it gets hot in the van, and you can't really park in a parking lot with the windows wide open, because it invites trouble. So that'll be the good byproduct of that. And getting on to about the summer, I'm taking on a full-time job with the other job I have. And my game plan, but my plans always change from day to day, is I work this full-time job at the park, and I'll save that money. It's going to, I'm $10 an hour at 40 hours, so that's $400 a week minus tax. So it's about $300 a week I can put away. And come fall, we'll decide what we're going to do. If we're going to buy another van, or camp out through the winter again, or just get the hell off the streets and go live somewhere. I don't know if I want to do the rent-a-room thing again, because that's really problematic, renting these rooms from people. So anyway, just to show you, it's a beautiful day out here. I was kind of taking my tools out of this van, and I put it in here in my truck. So all my tools are in there. And also, I got some acorns here that were germinating, and I planted them. And my goal is to go take these trees and plant them somewhere else, and that'll add DNA to the forest that they go in, and it'll give me something to look at when I go by and know that I planted those. But I still got this truck here. It's doing all right. Looks good. I don't feel so embarrassed anymore coming down the road. So anyway, beautiful day out here. Old Glory's flying in the wind. This is John Van Dweller. Till next time, peace out.